Voice. And speaking of The Voice, her 8th season on The Voice. This is her 5th album, and we have it right here on HSN. Check it out.
She has sold more than 100 million track units worldwide. She is a trendsetter. She is a fashion icon. She is a 3-time Grammy Award winner. Gwen Stefani is here with us at HSN to share her 5th studio album, Bouquet, which releases on November 15th. So you'll have the chance to shop for the CD, shop for the vinyl. We are in her home state of California. Gwen Stefani, oh my goodness!
This is so cool.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Yes. And a beautiful day.
Thank you for coming to me.
Yes.
This is it's an honor, and it's a beautiful day, and I can't believe we're in the future, and I have a record out. I wanted this so bad. There was this like inner voice like, make a record, and I'm like, really? Like, should I? Can I? And it took a while, but here we are.
I mean, here we are.
In full bloom.
In full bloom. The name of the album is Bouquet, which it's different than what you've done in the past, very metaphoric. So tell me a little bit about the inspiration of that pull to do this album.
You know, I started off kind of going through a lot of like chasing of the past. I think musically, like I wanted to make a record. Like I need to evolve. Like there needs to be an evolution. And I finally wrote this song called Purple Irises, which was not actually that long ago. And at that point, I was like, okay, I landed. Like I know this is where the music I want to make now. So
and that's a great. I mean, there's 10 songs in the album. Purple Irises is the last one with your husband Blake Shelton.
Yes. 3
years that you've celebrated this year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about what is it like that jumping from one genre to the next, of being in that pop, little rock, that's what I love about you, and then going to country.
You know what? I feel like genres has never been like something that I really focused on. Like to me, there's always one constant, and that's just like the heart of like the story, and whatever that music is that wraps around that story is gonna be what it's gonna be depending on where I'm at in my life. You know, I went from starting music in ska, which was like, you know, at that time it was like this underground like music from England that nobody heard about. Like it was like the opposite of what was popular. And so, you know, you find your identity at 15, 14 through music, and that's how I started in No Doubt. And then I think the genre thing is just a blessing, because especially like you get so inspired by different things that are not your normal, right? Yeah. And so like at the end of the day, it's all music, and it all like, I don't know, connects our hearts together. That's what I love about it the most. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
It's very spiritual. It's very powerful.
I mean, I think music has the power, like you're saying, to connect people. And that's why I love that you're connecting with our viewers here at HSN, having the opportunity to get this brand new album, your 5th studio album. I love that you radiate so much positivity, so much joy and love, and that's what I think is so great. So Somebody Else's was...
Oh, yeah, Somebody Else's. Yeah, well, that was a song, at the end of the day, once we cut it, it just kept rising to the top, and it was like, it's out of our control.
It's like when the pot is boiling on the stove, it's like, all right, it's just going.
It is what it is,
and
I think at the end of the day, it felt really right, because sometimes you need to show the dark and show how far the love has grown, or how far the healing has gone, to be able to kind of get that contrast. And so it really makes sense that it's the first song on the record, and that it is on the album at the end of the day.
It's incredible. So it is one of the singles on that album, Somebody Else's, but no one has seen the music video yet. So we are going to give you a special clip of Somebody Else's. I love that song. I really feel like we're seeing who we first fell in love with Gwen Stefani, to marry to who you are now.
That's so smart and cool, and thank you for saying that. I feel the same way, and I think what happened on this album was, it was like, you know, when you have to really fight for something, not only just with like the energy of the outside world, but your own inner like voice, like, should I be doing this kind of thing? And once I figured out, okay, then I got really confident and I was like, okay, this is the record. It doesn't even matter if anyone hears it because I'm hearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is what I needed. And then I knew that I didn't have the kind of, it wasn't completed until I was able to go in and re-record the whole thing in Nashville with a producer that I've been wanting to work with forever. I worked with him with Blake. His name is Scott Hendricks, and he's an absolute genius.
Well, and you also recorded that song, by the way, is somebody else's, and Swallow My Tears with a full live band.
Yeah, the whole record.
I mean, how does that feel? I mean, that has to be energizing, the experience of bringing it into reality versus just in headphones.
Well, I think like at the end of the day, like you said about it sounding like the past me versions of me, is because it's a live recording, and that's how we used to do it back with No Doubt. And each individual, like, you know, player that played on it is just at the top of their game, amazing, talented, and incredible, and interpreting the song in their way. And we got to all go together and listen to just like an acoustic version of the record. They didn't know anything else about it. They just hearing it for the first time, and then they just sat there and like we all went in the room together and played live, and it was just, it's amazing, spiritual, like hippie, like, I don't know, like experience where it just felt very it just felt very intentional and artful and like pure. And it was just, we did the whole thing in 2 days. So yeah, it's a live, it's basically a live record. Okay,
so we do have a song never heard before, and it's the title of the album, Bouquet. Do you want to give them an insider of what was the inspiration behind that song before we get to listen to it?
Of course. I was like thinking a lot, okay, because we did touch on this a little bit, but I got engaged to Blake 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when I started writing this record. So the record is a lot of the reflection of getting married, and so it's a very beautiful, amazing, blessed, you know, time in my life. So we were talking about, well, we, meaning me, myself, and I, were thinking, we were talking about just like, you know, a broken dream and what that is like, especially as like a little girl dreaming to be married and have a family and have babies and all these things. And when your family like breaks apart, it is literally, it's like a catastrophe. I mean, there's, how do you scrape yourself off the floor after that? Because it's not just you know? And you kind of have to like, you have to do it, and you do it, and you kind of create this new dream. And for me, Bouquet is sort of like picking up the pieces of this new dream and putting it together, like this new idea of what a family looks like. And I think a lot of people will relate to that, because it's not always what you think it's going to be like, but sometimes something bad can turn into something even better than your dream was before. So I think that's what that song is.
Something so beautiful. Okay, well, without further ado, let's listen to Bouquet.